Hi everyone, I'm Deanne from Newfoundland, Canada, and this is my floss tube channel, Stitching on the Rock. Here we're at episode 38. Hi, welcome. If you're new, because I've had a few new subscribers in the last week or so, I'm so glad that you decided to join me. If you're here for the first time and haven't subscribed, please do, if you can handle my mess. And for those of you that have been around from the beginning, welcome back. It's hot. My grandmother had a saying that it was hotter than the hops of hell, and that's how I feel. Now, to some people, this is a normal spring day, but here in Newfoundland, we have had hot and humid for at least 2 weeks. Like, my sister even went out and bought us all a personal fan. When you put like this and turn on, and I actually have been wearing it a lot. Yeah. Other than that, life has been pretty good, you know. Nothing exciting has been happening. One of my nephews and his family were here from Fort McMurray. Didn't get to spend as much time with them as we wanted to, but you never do. They have gone home. My other nephew, his brother, twin brother, is here from Calgary now with his wife and son, who turned 4 on Thursday. So yeah, we've been having fun with them. They're actually with my nephew's in-laws this weekend, because that niece-in-law is from here as well. The other niece-in-law is from BC, so we didn't have split their time between families. I have a child that is turning 16 on Friday, which I don't know how that's happening because I'm only 28. But yeah, getting a bit more on the rebellious side. But what else is new? He's volunteering on Saturdays at baseball. We go and we stay as long as we can, but it's too hot to be doing a whole lot of anything. What else is going on? I don't know. That's about it. Yeah. No. Yeah, I can't believe it's like late July. I don't know where the summer has gone. Then I don't know where the year has gone. So let's get started on stitching. First up, Whip Go, which I forgot to talk about last video. It was July then, but I hadn't stitched on any of my Whip Go projects, so that could be a reason why I didn't talk about them. This is my second try on the video, so there's something on the floor. Number 9 was the first number called, and it was Sunflowers in Summer by Country Cottage Needleworks. And if you're new, I always put up a picture of what it's supposed to look like when it's done. Mine looks nothing like that because I have changed some of the colors and I have cut pieces out of it. I have cut the words out at the top and the bottom. The top words are going under the house where the bottom words were. And then I'm not sure what I'm doing about the bottom border because I don't know how much space I'm going to have left in my fabric. I should have started higher. Oh well. So it's done 2/2 on 28 count Autumn Field Lugana. Words are hard today. Here we are. This is where we are. So, like I said, cut the top words out. They'll go on the bottom. Cut the bee with the big swirl out. The bee is back, but the swirl, I didn't have enough space where I had moved the house up. So here's one bee. Oh, I also have trouble holding stuff. One bee is right here, and then the other bee will go over there. I almost halfway across that checkered line. Everything else is done. Yep, liking it. There we go. And then number 13 was called, which is the free space in the center. A lot of people start something new. That I have not. I have a pattern on the way that I may, if it gets here by the end of the month, which it should, I may put a few stitches in and say, well, there's my number 13. And number 21 was my Santa ornaments from my Fanny Designs. And There it is on the floor. Like I said, I tend to just drop stuff after I've talked about it. You probably won't see what I did because it's all white on a very, very pale oh, I got the card here. I'm trying to remember it. No, Silver Moon is the color of the fabric, which is very, very pale, silvery gray. And all my stitching that I did was white. So here we are. For those of you who aren't new, are new, sorry, tripping over my tongue today. For those of you that are new, I did 7 of my Fanny Designs Santa designs, and she's on Etsy, for my son's teachers and student assistants. He has autism, and he has a student assistant in the morning, different student assistant in the afternoon, and then he has IRT teachers, which when I was a kid, it was special needs teachers. I don't know what IRT, something, I don't know what the letters stand for, but he has 2 that work with him. So that would have been 4, but then there were 3 others that he spent time with lunch times or late afternoons when the assistants go on the buses. He still stays till at the end of his class and I pick him up. So they alternate the IRT that's with him. So I ended up doing 7. And then I said, oh, well, in January I'm going to start them for myself. And she has 12 or 13. So I'd have one done each month and have 12 on my tree. I just started the first one. I don't do well with plans. Anyway, this is what I have done. So there is 1 snowman here, 1 between his legs, and 1 on that side. I had 1 done and did the other 2, and then there's some snow at the bottom, and then there's little white stitches going up the side, and then there's a staff he has with a white thing on the end. I'll bring it up right close, and hopefully you will be able to pick out the white stitches. And that's what I got done. So after that, I kind of semi-reeled, spun a wheel, and semi-picked golds, and also kind of did whatever I wanted to do. So the first one I did was sunflowers. No, sorry, that was sunflowers. Mini Sunflower by Miriam Broom for Heaven and Earth Designs. And it is done 1/1 on 28 count daffodil. And I did 1,048 stitches, and I'm now at 32.86%. This is a semi-focus, like not really focus, but it's the full coverage that I have the most work done on. So I kind of wanted to get to 50% by the end of the year, so I thought maybe I'd get it finished next year. So here's where I am. Oh, my black thread. Please ignore my thread. So I kind of started doing this one 10 by 10, and then I sort of noticed a crease line, and I said, can't do that. So then I kind of went diagonal, and then I kind of have decided to go semi cross country, doing like picking the color with the most and stitching as much as I could on it until I got to a point where I'd really have to count to get to the next stitch on it, and then going back and picking the next color. So I filled in a lot of the main sunflower, did all the green over on that side over there, and now I'm down here starting with black. Yeah, so that's where I am with that. Then I did Hometown Mini. Everything I do, or pretty much everything I do, is mini or quick stitch because I know that I'm not going to live to 350. So Mini Hometown Hero Baseball by Donna Gelsinger for Heaven and Earth Designs. And I cannot get my groove with this piece. I love the piece. I'm a big baseball fan. If you've been here, you know the Blue Jays are my team. But I somehow cannot get into the groove of this piece. So I got 165 stitches done on it, and I'm now at 4.39%. And I don't know if it's because I'm stitching like whites and off whites, and maybe I need to find an area where I can stitch some blues and reds or browns and get back into the groove of it, but there we are. Then I picked up and stitched on Little Things sampler by Stitches Through the Years. I don't have a stitch count on this. Is not Pattern Keeper compatible. Sorry about that. That was my mom calling. She's taken Aaron for a few nights, and she went to the supermarket and she wanted to make sure she had the right kind of popcorn. Okay. So, Little Things sampler by Stitches Through the Years. This is my first sampler. I love the look at them, but I've never ever stitched one before this. But I won this in January from Felicia and Fanny Designs. And if you don't watch her channel, go and watch it. She is a hoot. I could... Anyway. So, last time I told you I had to frog because, well, those of you who have stitched samplers are much smarter than me in not thinking that the border legs are all the same length, which I did. And then I got down and I was like, this is not ending where it's supposed to. And so it goes diagonally in, down, and diagonal out. So I thought that and that had the same number of stitches in the color. It does not. So I had to frog half my border. The one good thing is that the border doesn't go all the way around, so I don't have to worry about it matching up. But here we are. This is what I have done. And so I stitched on over here. I took the inner box and I brought this line down a little, and then this darker color in the outside line, I stitched that down, and then I worked on this motif and this motif. And there. And I really enjoy it. It's stitched 1/2 on 36 count light mocha. And I don't know if I told you about Hometown Hero that it was stitched 1/1 on sapphire blue. If I did, I'm sorry. Brain function is low these days because sleep is low. And then finally what I stitched on was River's Edge by Kevin Daniel for Heaven and Earth Designs. It's stitched 1/1 on lichen gray, and I got 917 stitches done for 6.53%. And here is where we are. I have lots of fabric over on that side for smalls. So I've been doing this extreme cross country. I've been doing $37.99, and I have like 150 stitches left to do, but they're in this empty area over here, so I'm gonna leave them. I've gone on to the next color, which is 3865, the white-ish color, and so when I get over here with that, I'm hoping that it'll bring me closer to where those last few stitches of the other color are, and I'll be able to fill those in. And that is what I stitched on. Yeah, plans. For the rest of July and August, I'm just going to spin my wheel, and whatever comes up until I get to September when I do my September smalls. Oh, and I forgot. I should have talked about this in the beginning. I have an FFO, which I can't show you. It's in Fort McMurray. But I have a couple of pictures of Ariel, one of the stitch piece, and one of my niece with the stitch piece that I'll put in probably at the end. That's the easiest place to add pictures. I'm not sure that she understood that I made it. She loved Ariel. She thought Ariel was beautiful. Not sure if she got the concept of that I actually made it. Her mom was trying to explain it to her, but I'm sure she'll get it soon. Yeah, and so I also have made a couple of 3 project bags. I'm a beginner sewer. They work great for my projects, but nobody else ever gets them. But they're not falling apart, which is good. Just can't guarantee that anything is sewn straight. So I made this one, Disney one, Mickey and Minnie. My sister brought me back this piece of fabric when her and my mom were in Florida in the spring. And I put blue up here, and then I put white inside. And I don't like the vinyl front ones. I mean, I'll use them. One of my viewers sent me them, and they're beautiful, and I do use them. But anyway, I put the little tags here that came from the dollar store and tells me which project is inside. And then I did a Harry Potter one. This fabric actually came from Dollarama. Yeah, I went in and there was 3 hooks and they had 2 marble ones and there was an empty hook, and I said, what was there? I wonder if it was Disney or... So I went to a couple others and found Harry Potter. And then this fabric that's up here with the little frames, that came from Walmart. And then I put blue inside. And then the last one, which is a smaller one, just fabric from a local fabric store, and then pink, and I also put pink inside as well. And they work great. And then, not a lot of haul. I was thinking about my Septembers and smalls, and I didn't have a whole lot of small cuts, so I ordered from Embroidery Marketplace. And I got this one, which is called Whisper. They're both 28, that one, and this one, which is Ivory. And I needed a new screen protector for my phone, so I made an Amazon order, and you can't just order one here on Amazon. So I ordered a pack of 10 of these little frames that everybody is, or a lot of people are stitching. I don't know if I'll find something small enough. I guess I will, to put on floss rings. And then I just had these come earth magnets. About 10 years ago, I was doing direct sales with a scrapbooking company, and they had a convention in Disney World, and I really wanted to go, so I went. I spent a weekend in Disney and stayed with 2 girls that I had never met before from the States, and we're still Facebook friends. And I bought a bunch of pins because they're great little souvenirs, but they've just been hanging around. So I got my friend to snip off the pin part, and I'm gonna use 6,000 some magnets and use them to make some needle minders for myself. And that's about it for today. I'm going to call it a cross stitch retreat. Just local friends. One of them the family has a cabin about 45 minutes from here, and on Saturday we're all gonna pile in and go out there and have a barbecue and stitch all day. And so it's gonna be my very first cross stitch retreat. So I'm gonna get some pictures, and I'll share them when I do my next video in a couple of weeks. So enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.